Welcome in, everybody. Ty Bartell in with another edition of Coach's Corner. This time we head down to our friends over in Quaker County with the home of the Salem Quakers. Coach Mowery joining me today with the girls basketball team down there in Salem. Coach, how are we doing?
Hey, Ty. Good, man. How are you?
I'm not doing too bad, my man. As you usually hear Coach Mowery on the airwaves for Salem football too, but we're taking things to the hardwood now for this upcoming basketball season. And I know a lot of great tradition usually in girls basketball and in basketball in Salem in general too. It's a great conference. Talk to me what you're seeing in practices and what you're seeing from the girls early on.
Yeah, it's been a great couple of weeks. It's basically all I've had with them. It was a late transition to being the new coach here, and I couldn't be happier with the excitement and the attitudes and the effort. We're getting better every day. They're learning terminology. They're learning different philosophies that we're trying to implement. It's going to take some time, but at the same time, we're very excited where we're at and where we're going to be.
This was kind of a situation too where someone needed to throw the cape on and kind of be the hero for Salem girls basketball, and you were the one that decided to take the bull by the horns and take those reins, so to say. What gave you that drive? What gave you that passion to say, I'm gonna go for the situation too? Because like you said, it was kind of they needed a coach in the spur of a moment, and you were able to kind of be there for them.
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. I don't know if I'm a hero by any means, but at the same time, it was an opportunity I felt like I couldn't pass up. I talked with my family. I talked with Coach Andres, the boys coach, who I've been with. I've been with the boys program for the last 10 years. I put my heart and soul into the program to help get to where they need to be and just continue to get better every year. And we both thought it would be a good move for me. And here we are. And again, I have a great coaching staff around me with the girls staff that we have this year. Which definitely helped my decision. And also the fact that the girls on the team I had kind of prior relationships with in the classroom and here at school. And I wanted them to have I just wanted to make a good experience, I guess, for them. And hopefully we do that this year.
Was the culture shift easy, I guess, so to speak? Are you just taking what you did with the boys team culture wise, how you kind of set standards there and transitioning it to the girls team? Or are you finding a little bit of things you have to do a little differently?
I am learning. Let's just say that it's different. Yeah. I've coached for 17 total years, all with the boys. I've never coached girls before. So learning every day, the nuances of just, just the day in, day out and different things that get them motivated, stuff like that. And again, my coaching staff, I have assistant coach Renee Dreger. She's actually a former head coach here as well with the girls program. She was on Coach Hamilton's staff a few years ago when they had a lot of success. And she's been great. Coach Fry, Marlena Fry, is our JV coach. She was a part of the team last year in her first year coaching, so she's back. I got Coach Jenna McClish, a former player that was on a few of those teams with Coach Hamilton and Coach Dreger. And, of course, Coach Spack is also on the sidelines, as he always is every year with the boys and girls. He's a wealth of knowledge. So, again, we're learning, and it's exciting.
As you're getting into that, I'm sure having those female voices on the court with you probably helps out a ton too, and you trying to transition from the boys' side to the girls' side coaching wise.
Yeah, it's funny, just the stuff we do in practice and stuff, the ideas that I have. It's like, can this translate to the girls' game? And I'm finding out what might be able to translate, what might not. At the end of the game, it's basketball, and it's all just X's and O's and having relationships with players and getting the most out of them and just trying to get better every day.
What are some names in this Salem basketball team that we might get to know before the season starts here, that we should know before the season starts?
Yeah, we have a lot of different pieces, I would say, at all the different grade levels. Starting with the senior class, Reese Davison and Riley Davison, Chuck, both of them are going to be big parts of our team this year, and we're going to rely heavily on them. And also Marin Lesko is a senior who we'll see a lot of time. And my light went out here. Hold on one second.
Little malfunction.
I don't know how it's going to affect things, so you can maybe edit that out. But starting to begin, though, like the seniors, like I said, Riley Davison, Chuck, and Reese Davison, Chuck are two huge pieces for our team. Marin Lesko is another senior who's going to get a ton of time. Our junior class, very excited with Carly Sampson, Maddie Andres, and Garen Rome, Emily Lewis as well. A few of those had some varsity time a year ago, but they're all going to get an increase in time this year. Our sophomore class, I'm very excited about. Abby Knickerbocker, who had a great volleyball season this past season. Peyton Colbert and Ryan Vross are all going to get huge opportunities this year. We also have a collection of freshmen that I think are going to come along in time. So, we have some numbers, and we're hoping to, just again, just get better every day. And I'm not sure, our expectations right now this year is just kind of just compete every game and see what happens from there.
It's a very tough conference, and you can tell by the way when the EBC plays non-conference games, they usually handle their business pretty well too. Just talk to me, on the boys' side, but it's the same on the girls' side. EBC is a no laughing stock when it comes to basketball conferences. It's one of the toughest in the area, I think.
Yeah, it's a grind, especially, being with the boys the past, decade, every night, there's not an easy night in the EBC. And that's the same with the girls. You got West Branch is one of the best programs, not only in the area and the state. Coach DeShields has done a phenomenal job there. And talk about history, that whole program in general. Carrollton's been strong as of late, as has Marlington. Alliance has improved. Minerva's also always pretty steady. So, yeah, it's going to be very similar with us. But again, I consider us to be one of the top girls basketball programs in the area as well. And just to try to get to that standard, we talk about the Salem standard a little bit, especially, in girls basketball. There's a lot of rich tradition here. Even in recent years when Coach Hamilton was here, go back to Coach Ziegler and Coach Stewart and Coach Andres, Coach Antoli. We've had Coach Drager. We've had so many good coaches and teams over the years, and we just try to get live up to that standard.
I want to talk about the standard of basketball courts in the area because you guys have one of the highest standards, I think, of basketball courts. The Cab is a beautiful, beautiful gym to play. And just talk to me about just the honor of being able to play in that night in and night out for your home games too, both boys and girls too. And what an awesome experience that is.
Yeah, it's one of the best in the area, man. There's no doubt. Like, I love it. I'm partial, obviously, because it's our home. I consider our school to have one of the best facilities in all the area, to be honest with you. Our football fields, SIBO Stadium is beautiful. Our baseball field is beautiful. It's got some more renovations that just took place here recently. And of course, John A. Cabas Gymnasium, it's special, especially when that place is packed. There's only a couple other places I would say around. I love the field house at Struthers. I'm a fan of that gym anytime we get a chance to play there. But here in Salem, it's definitely a what should I say? It's very special to play here, and we don't take that for granted.
One of my theme questions this year for basketball coaches goes into the lessons that the game has taught you. You guys are all teachers of the game. You teach younger students, but I want to know what's the biggest lesson the sport of basketball has taught you.
There's trials and tribulations, the ups and downs. I mean, from year to year, it's a journey. And it's just, you can apply that to things in your life as you face things personally. It's not always going to be great. You're going to have some really high times, some low times. It's how you respond and how you face adversity. And, I face that both in my personal life and also with coaching. I've had some really tough years. I've had some really successful years. And, the big thing at the end is just, trying to have the relationship with players and have them have a good experience. And hopefully the wins and losses will take care of themselves. At the end of the day, it's just about, again, the experience, because you can't control sometimes who's on your roster, who you're playing, stuff like that. So you only can control the controllables and the tangible things that are faced that you face each day.
What's the thing you think you've grown most in as a coach from maybe year one to now?
I would say just the realistic goals. As a young coach, you think you can kind of like go in and do anything, like, oh, I can turn this around or do this. And at the end of the game, at the end of the day, it comes down to your players, but it also comes down just to the philosophy. I enjoy it more, I think, now. Just kind of taking a step back. The older you get, your priorities change a little bit. It used to be when I was, in my early 20s, mid 20s, it was basketball. Now it's extremely important still, but I also have a beautiful wife and two beautiful kids and my family and friends. And, so it changes a little bit. But at the end of the day, again, like I said, we just want to get better, and hopefully we can do that this year.
I know your love for Salem is deep too. You talk about all your years coaching there. I know you're on the YSN airwaves calling the football games too. You love it. I mean, where's this love for the Quakers come from too? Where did it start, and what keeps you coming back to Salem each and every year?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to come back here and teach about 4 years ago. This is my fourth year teaching. Before that, I had a great experience teaching at United Local for 13, 14 years. And but I'm just very, I guess, deep rooted here. My grandparents were very heavily involved here in the community. My mother and my dad were both very committed here to the community. My aunt, my uncles, I just have a huge connection to this town. And I just feel like it's a great place to live. I feel it's a great community, good schools. We just passed a school levy last year. We're very excited for a brand new opportunity there for a K-8 building. And like I said, it's the people. When it gets down to it, it's the people at Salem, the relationships I have that I still keep in touch with from families when I was little to when I got older, and then friends from high school and everywhere in between, former players, stuff like that. So I feel very lucky to live in a community like this, because not everyone has that. Not everyone has that connection, those relationships, good church families, stuff like that. Like everything's good, man. So you just count that as a blessing.
How are those relationships helpful in trying to build that bond between players? Because I understand too, sometimes coaches and people can feel like there's a disconnect between coaches and players sometimes, just because of the age gap, comes because of the time we're in, a lot of technology, a lot of social media.
Yeah.
How has that helped? Do you feel like it's helped too, having those relationships with the family, the community, and bringing in those kids too, and kind of already having those pre-built relationships?
Yeah, I think they're familiar with me. Again, like the girls, for instance, this year, they've seen me coach with the boys. They've seen me in the classroom, and they know my wife, for instance, taught a lot of them in second grade. So, we have those relationships for them, and they kind of see that. I try to relate to them as much as possible. I'm 40 years old. It's crazy to think about, but I still kind of consider myself, young at heart, I guess, and try to stay up to date with different things. I think the big thing is just bring the enthusiasm, the positive energy each day, and that hopefully will, replicate within the players, and just try, again, just to capture that moment.
Coach, before I let you go, I just want to give you a chance to spotlight anybody you want to spotlight in the community, in the coaching staff, in the Salem sports world too. Anyone you want to give a little bit of light to right now, I want to give you that opportunity.
I mean, I just think, we're hopefully having a good season this season. Like I said, get back on track from after last year. We lose a great player in Riley Hutton. She graduated. She was one of the best girls basketball players in school history. Our fall sports had their ups and downs as well. I know the football team had a number of close games they lost, unfortunately. I'm very excited for the boys basketball team this year, where they're at. They got some guys that came back out. They got some guys coming up. They're going to be in a very strong position. But again, I think we are going to have a situation here with the girls team as well to maybe make some noise. I mean, I think just to kind of, I'm not sure how many people are kind of expecting us, what they're expecting us to do expectation wise, but we're just hoping to maybe, kind of play that underdog role a little bit and relish in that and try to make some people believe.
Shout out your first game and let that Salem community know where they could catch you.
Yeah, first game is actually against United. It's on a Friday night. Ironically, I used to coach there. So it's at United on November 22nd. Then we're on the road at Alliance Wednesday, the 27th, right before Thanksgiving. It's a noon tip-off, which is something different too. The games are more in the day a lot of times, on the weekends, on Saturdays with girls basketball, compared to the Tuesday, Friday nights for boys. Our first home game, though, is the 2nd of December. It's a Monday night against Hubbard. And so that'll be interesting too, as we invite the Eagles to town. Our non-conference schedule is going to be challenging. We have Canton Central Catholic, we have Boardman, we have Crestview, Springfield, Poland, Woodridge we picked up late, Canton South, Fitch, Ursuline. So just to name a few. And again, like you said, our league's going to be tough as well. But we're excited for it, and we're definitely excited, and I'm ready to take off.
You guys always schedule a gauntlet non-conference anyway, too, and I'm sure it feels a full circle moment for you going to United first game now, as a head coach for the Quakers too. But Matt, I mean, Coach Mowery, we wish you the best of luck this season. I'm excited to see what you can do with this Salem girls team. They had a lot of growth from the beginning of last year to the end of last year, so I'm excited going into this year what you're going to be able to do, taking the bull by the horns and seeing what this Quakers team can become by the end of the year.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Ty. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem, Coach. It's been a first edition of Coach's Corner with the man, Coach Mowery from Salem Girls Basketball.